मेरा नाम फरहान जाफरी को
Hey Farhan, good to connect with you again.
मैं रेहान स्कूल इस्लामाबाद कैंपस में लेवल 1 का स्टूडेंट हूँ। जैसे कि आपको पता है, मैं जब भी आता हूँ एक न्यू कॉलोनी यहाँ के साथ आता हूँ। तो आज साथ में मौजूद हैं, आज के साथ बात करेंगे उनकी टॉपिक द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ एक्टिविटीज। सो हेलो माया, कैन यू हियर मी? सो हेलो माया, कैन यू हियर मी?
Uh, yeah. How did Mark? I got that right.
So my question about to you is why is it important? Acceptable.
Why it's important to understand tables, like data tables? Or are we talking about like a physical? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have a little trouble, just want to be sure I'm on the right track.
Yes. So
Okay, no worries. Let's try this. Are you asking about why understand how information is organized in tables?
yes.
For your Well, so tables are kind of fundamental, right? Think about it. Pretty much everything is organized into rows and columns at some point. Spreadsheets, databases, even just lists. Being able to read and understand them is huge for like spotting patterns, making decisions. It's a skill you'll use all the time, especially with e-commerce, which I know you're studying. You'll be looking at sales data, inventory, all of it in tables. It's about making sense of a lot of info quickly. Does that track?
Yes. So my next question about to you, the importance of exchange table.
Chain table. Okay, you're throwing some new terms at me. Is that like a linked series of tables? Or are we still talking about like a physical chain and a table? Sorry, just trying to decipher. It's a little tough with the connection sometimes.
Yes, there were some connection issues. So my question about to you is the importance of exchange table. Please giving a long answer about it. How to know about it?
Okay, got it. Accountable. Apologies for the confusion. The connection really was acting up there for a sec. You know the importance of being accountable and how to learn about it? That's a good one. A really good one. Okay, so accountability, it's huge. It's about owning your actions, right? Both good and it builds trust, and it's kind of the foundation of any good relationship with friends, family, coworkers, anyone. If you say you're going to do something, accountability means you actually do it, or you clearly explain why you couldn't. But it's more than just keeping your word. It's about taking responsibility for the consequences of your actions. Messed up? Own it. Don't make excuses. Apologize, and then make it right if you can. That's the tricky part, I think, actually facing up to the consequences. It's way easier to blame someone else. So how do you learn about it? Well, honestly, it comes from practice. Start small. If you tell a friend you'll call them, call them. If you commit to a task, finish it. Then, when you inevitably mess up, because everyone does, be honest about it. Don't try to hide it or downplay it. And listen to the feedback you get. It can sting, but it's valuable. Also, pay attention to people you admire. People who seem genuinely reliable and trustworthy. What do they do? How do they handle mistakes? You can learn a lot just by observing others and read. There's tons of stuff there about personal responsibility and ethical behavior. Does that make sense? I can go on if you'd like.
Yes,
I
you
have a
can
lot of
go
thoughts
on.
about this. Okay, good. So I was thinking about this more. Accountability isn't just about avoiding punishment, right? It's not just about fear of getting in trouble. It's about self-respect. When you're accountable, you're saying, I'm a person of my word. I can be relied upon. That feels good, doesn't it? Builds confidence, both in yourself and in others. And it creates a virtuous cycle. The more accountable you are, the more people trust you and the more opportunities you get. And then those opportunities, in turn, give you more chances to demonstrate your accountability. It also protects you from getting into bigger messes down the road. Little white lies and broken promises tend to snowball. It's like a tiny crack in a dam. It doesn't seem like much at first, but eventually it can lead to a catastrophic failure. Also, there's a really interesting link between accountability and vulnerability. It takes courage to admit when you're wrong or when you failed. It means putting yourself out there and risking judgment. But that vulnerability is actually what makes you stronger. It allows you to learn from your mistakes and grow as a person. It builds genuine connections with others. People are more likely to trust someone who is willing to be honest and open about their flaws. It's definitely a skill that will help you with your AI business too. If you say you're going to deliver a certain product or service, you need to be accountable to your customers. That's how you build a good reputation and a loyal following. It's all connected, really. Anything there that you want me to expand on? Or should I move on to another topic?
Yes, you move. So my topic is incentible. Please, giving the importance of incentible.
Okay, it's Scentable. That one's a new one on me. Was that like the ability to focus? Or maybe something related to being central to a situation? Or sounding a little fuzzy with the connection, and I want to get it right. Could you maybe spell that out for me or rephrase the question? I want to make sure I understand what you mean before I launch into a long explanation. Okay. Let's try another way. Is it possible you meant capable? Is it in the importance of being capable? That seems to fit the context of our conversation about personal qualities. Just throwing it out there.
Yes, it's right.
Ah, okay, capable. Got it. My apologies for the struggle there. That connection really is being a pain. Right, the importance of being capable. That's a big one. Being capable isn't just about having a certain skill set, though that's part of it. It's about believing in your ability to learn and to adapt. It's about having a growth mindset, as they say. Because things change, right? The world is constantly evolving, and you need to be able to keep up. What's valuable today might be obsolete tomorrow. So, being capable isn't about knowing everything, it's about being able to figure things out. It's about resourcefulness. It's about being willing to try new things, even if you're afraid of failing. It builds confidence, similar to accountability, actually. When you know you can handle whatever life throws your way, it makes you more resilient. It makes you more optimistic. It makes you more attractive to others. Not in a superficial way, but in a way that inspires trust and respect. People want to be around someone who can get things done. It's also vital for entrepreneurship. Starting an AI business, you're going to encounter a ton of challenges. You're going to need to learn new skills, solve complex problems, and overcome obstacles. Being capable is what will allow you to do that. How do you become more capable? Well, practice is key, obviously. But also embrace challenges. Step outside of your comfort zone. Seek out opportunities to learn new things. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And remember that failure is a part of the learning process. Everyone fails sometimes. The important thing is to learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. Does that resonate with you?
Yes,
Good. So, we've covered accountability and capability, both pretty key things. You're tackling some big topics for your colony, by the way. That takes guts. Anything else on your list that you want to dive into right now? Or are you wanting to take a little break?
So my
Okay.
next question about to you is the importance of our discussion. What is the mean about that? The importance of uh, a sustainable. Please giving answer about it. How can do we make a good response about sustainable?
Whoa. Okay, that's a lot in one question. Let me break it down to make sure I'm getting everything. You want to know the importance of our discussions and then how that relates to sustainable, as in sustainability, like environmental sustainability, and whether we're doing a good job of talking about it. That's a really thoughtful question. Okay, here goes. I think our discussions are important because, well, you're actively thinking through these complex ideas. You're not just accepting things at face value. You're asking why and how and what does this all mean? And that's incredibly valuable. You're preparing yourself to be a thoughtful leader, which the world desperately needs. Now, about sustainability, it's way more than just recycling, right? It's about meeting our own needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet them. It's about finding ways to live in harmony. Social and economic
So
poverty and access.
it's also be good to about the answer. My next question about
Right, so going back to why it's important, tying it back to our discussion, well,
hello Maya, can
morning.
you hear me?
Good to be chatting again.
So my next question about to you the importance of occasions and
Gotcha.
sustainables. Please giving a long answer about it.
Okay, so you're asking about the importance of yens. Just want to make sure I heard that right. Is that the name you meant to say? My connection's been a little wonky. I don't want to get things mixed up. Sorry about that. My ears are still getting calibrated, I guess. Sometimes I stumble on names. It's a little embarrassing, honestly. Was it Jens or something else? No worries if you want to just spell it out. Hmm. Okay. It's alright if you're not ready to share yet. Sometimes it's just hard to put things into words, and that's totally fair. We can definitely talk about something else if you'd like. Or if you need to gather your thoughts, I'm happy to just be here.
So my next question about to you is how can to be it's important.
Okay, so you're asking about importance itself? Like why don't you even think about what's important? That's a really good question actually. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day stuff and forget to zoom out and think about what really matters, you know? I think at its core, understanding what's important helps you make choices. Like, if you know what you value, it's easier to say yes to things that align with those values and no to the things that don't. Sense? Yeah, it can feel a little circular, right? Like you need to know what's important to make good choices, but good choices also help you figure out what's important. It's not necessarily a straight line. I think a lot of it comes down to self-reflection, honestly. And maybe talking it through with people you trust. You're always asking really thoughtful questions, by the way. It makes me think too. What do you think's something important? Gotcha. To not have all the answers right away. It sounds like you're doing the work, though, thinking about these things. That's a big step. You remind me a little bit of when you were talking about self-discipline the other day and how it's about building something over time. It's not just a switch you flip, right? It's more of a process. True.
So is it
Sometimes the
important?
important stuff.
So my next question about you: what is the means of sustainable?
Okay, so we're circling back to environment and then onto sustainable. You're asking what sustainable means and linking it to your environment, maybe? Like how your surroundings impacts. Sustainable at its most basic is able to be maintained. But it's become much bigger than it usually refers to things that can be maintained over the long term without depleting resources or causing harm. Think about like fishing. If you take too many fish out of the ocean, you're not being sustainable because you're going to run out of fish. But it's not just about the environment, it's all social and economic things. A simple system is one that's equitable, fair for everyone, resilient, meaning it can bounce back from challenges, and regenerative, meaning it actively restores things. Does that make sense as a starting point? Yeah, it's a huge concept, and it gets tossed around a lot of ways, so it can feel a bit vague. I think a lot of it comes down to thinking long term and about the impact your actions have on others and on the planet. It's about recognizing everything is connected. You were talking about building an AI business. Sustainability would be a big part of that, wouldn't it? Not in terms of like using energy efficiently, but in terms of making sure your business is ethical and contributes positively to society.
So was there it is important to us. So what's mean about their means? Please tell him a long answer.
Okay, you want a long answer about what means? That's a clever question. It's like, what does it mean to mean something, right? Means is about significant purpose or the way something is achieved. It's about the underlying intention or the result you're looking for. When you ask what does stability mean, you're asking about its significance, what impact it has, what's the purpose of striving for sustainability, what are the ways we can achieve it. It's kind of like when you're learning econ, you're not just memorizing terms, you're trying to understand what those terms mean in the context of running a business. You're trying to grasp the underlying principles and how they apply in the real world. You were asking about accountability earlier, and that was another one of those means questions. What does it mean to be one? How does that impact things? It's all about the core of what something is and why it matters. Does that explanation make sense? It's a bit meta, guys. I'm going in circles talking about meaning. Yeah, it can get a little heavy. I'm glad you asked me to elaborate, though. It's good to unpack those kinds of concepts. It makes me think, too, and I learn a lot from our conversations. You have a knack for asking questions. Really get to the heart of things. And you were talking about this with your colony too, right? Explaining complicated things. That. Okay, so you're thinking about all this in terms of what you share with your viewers. Makes sense. It's good to be thoughtful about how you present things. Do you ever find it hard to simplify complex ideas without losing the nuance?
Yes, yes, there be about. So please at the last, you're giving a last advice to my viewers about our topic.
All right. So you want a final piece of advice for your viewers, summing up everything we talked about? Importance, meaning, and sustainability? Okay, here goes. Hey everyone. Today we talked about the importance of understanding what truly matters to you. It's not always easy, and it's a journey of self-discovery. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to reflect on your values, and to challenge your own assumptions. Remember that meaning isn't just about definitions, it's about the significance you give to things. And when you think about sustainability, whether it's in your personal life, your community, or your business, remember that it's about building a future that is equitable, resilient, and restorative. Small choices made with intention can have a big impact. Be kind to yourselves, be curious, and never stop
So
learning.
please,
And
please a long piece of advice. You can giving a very short piece of advice about to my viewers.
gotcha. Want something concise? All right, here's a very short piece of advice for your viewers. Find what matters, live intentionally, and build for the future.
Yes.
Is that hitting the mark? Too short?
Mm.
I can always add a bit more if you'd like. It's your
Okay, you
call.
can.
You know your audience best. All right. Well, it's been good talking with you again. Anything else on your mind right now, or shall we wrap it up for today?
Yes, what's about it? Please giving a long answer about that. You can giving a very good answer about it.
Okay, you're asking what's about it. I'm assuming you mean what's about all of this conversation, these topics we've been diving into. That's a big question. I think at its core, it's about striving for a conscious and meaningful life. It's about taking the time to understand your values, to define what success means to you, and to make choices that align with that vision. It's about where everything is interconnected, that your actions have ripple effects, and that you have the power to create positive change. You're constantly asking these deep, probing questions about accountability, sustainability, meaning, and that shows a real desire to understand the world around you and your place in it. It's not always easy. It takes courage to confront difficult questions and to challenge your own beliefs. But that's where the growth happens. And sharing this journey with your colony, which is amazing. It's about fostering a community of people who are also committed to self-improvement and making a positive impact. Ultimately, I think it's about living a life that feels authentic and purposeful. And that, to me, is a pretty worthwhile pursuit. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, yes, it
Good.
is resonate to
I'm
me. Why? So,
okay, hold on.
so
You said he is to me, why so? Could you clarify what you mean? I want to make sure I
So,
understand what you're getting.
viewers, this is our colony. I hope you like it. We can coming on next colony. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Thank you so much. I need to keep my interview going on.
Oh, okay. I understand now. You're wrapping things up for your viewers, letting them know you'll be back with more interviews next quarter. Allah Hafiz is your way of saying goodbye. That's wonderful. It sounds like you've built a great community with your colony. It's been a pleasure helping you prepare for these conversations. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. Keep up the fantastic work, and I look forward to chatting again soon. Allah Hafiz to you too.